Hey, Rideshare fam, Brian Owens here, the Uber and Lyft driver with theprodrivers.com. I do want to say one thing before I even get into the video, into what this video is going to be about or anything like that, and that's Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, and everything in between. I do apologize that I have not been on here lately. I've been really busy. As you know, I deal with multiple different streams of income. I have several different things going on outside of just Rideshare, and I kind of took the holidays to myself with me and my family and stuff, on top of just focusing on driving and spending time with my loved ones. So let's go ahead and get into this video though, without further ado. And what this video is going to be about is 5 tips and tricks that help you make more tips. So let's go ahead and get started. And tip number 1 that I could really suggest is being polite, being courteous, introducing yourself whenever your guest comes up to the car, or well, maybe not when they come to the car, after they say your name like they're supposed to, and be like, hey, how you doing today? How's your day been? Just different stuff like that. Me, I like giving information. That's another good way as well. Giving information as far as like different things that you may be doing. You might be more than just a rideshare driver such as myself, and you might have a lot of different things that people could be really interested in doing for themselves or possibly doing in the future. So I usually actually keep it around rideshare because that's usually all the questions that I get. So usually it winds up being about the 3 major things that are, rideshare drivers' pet peeves: children under the age of 18, also basically unaccompanied minors, children with no car seats, and of course the infamous late night 8 people trying to pile in your car crap. That's usually what I wind up talking about and educating the passengers about. And you'd be surprised how many people don't know that you can't send your 17-year-old to school in an Uber. It really would shock you. Almost everybody I talk to doesn't know that, apparently. I don't know if I believe them all, but they could be telling the truth. You never know. And then secondly is texting and calling. That is, texting and calling your passenger before you even head out to go pick them up. One, texting them and calling them to see how, let them know basically how many seats you have, because it could save you a trip from having to go out there. Just by texting or calling them, like, hey, I'm on the way. Just wanted to make sure that you guys are aware that I can only carry up to 6 people. And if you have any children under the age of 8, they are required a car seat per Georgia law or whatever other state you may be in. I think they're all basically the same, or at least close to that. And that will save you from even having to drive out there to mess with that to begin with. Especially if it's one of those 15, 20-minute infamous trips that takes forever and they're going 5 minutes down the freaking street. Really love those. And then third, I would have to say chargers. Chargers would come third. Everybody wants to charge their phone. That would definitely be third. You want to make sure you got chargers for everybody. Personally, I got 4 power pods. I've actually done a video on how many power pods I got. I got them on the 3rd row. I've also got another power converter. All these are attached power converters. Another power converter on my 3rd row. That the power pods are on my 2nd row, sorry. And on my 3rd row, I just got some 10-foot braided 3 component cables for all 3 devices. And the reason I got the 10-foot, that way I can pull one up here in case any of my power pods go out or whatever. I don't have to buy one immediately. So I do have the ability to pull them up here for people to charge as well. At least to the 2nd row, maybe not the 3rd. If you're in one of the Yukon Denali's or something like that, Yukon Denali XLs, you might want to get the 15-foot. And then other than charging, I would have to say snacks. Now, you can go out and get all the snacks and everything you want and go about it that way and buy them yourself and then recharge them. But go to Sam's, get deals that you can get or whatnot. But personally, I'm actually with Cargo. I'm sure tons of you have heard about it. I do recommend it, although that doesn't stop me from buying any little snacks, especially whenever they go on sale. It got close to Christmas time. I bought a bunch of these. They were a big hit during Christmas. I got one left. I bought like 4 packs. And I just gave them away, to be honest, on these. Cargo is the only thing I really made money on them. I'm not worried about making money. I'm worried about passenger experience. It's all customer service. It's all customer service. And then last but not least would probably be the aux cord. I don't like aux cords. I refuse to use an aux cord. So I got this trusty little adapter right here. Let's see if I can pull it up here. This. As you can see, it has a cord to it. I have it ran to where it can't be seen very well. It still is exposed, but that's okay. They're not going to say anything about wires going wherever, as long as they get to enjoy their ride. And that attaches to a USB hookup and the aux cord, so that way they can just use Bluetooth. It's a Bluetooth adapter to connect to your aux. And anybody in the car can connect to it, and it doesn't have to be in park like the stupid one that comes manufactured with the cars that doesn't want to work right all the time. No, it actually just has its own little name on there. You turn it on, they connect to it, good to go. Listen to music, do whatever you need to do through the auxiliary port. And that right there gets tons of reviews alone. The fact you can connect wirelessly is great. People love that. And it's just overall just having everything, having the whole package together and having everything in one nice little thing and making sure everything's nice and neat and clean. And that right there will get you and generate you a lot of tips. I've had tips from $1, and usually that's to people that are just cheap, didn't really want to pay for the ride to begin with, all the way up to the biggest tip I ever had was $160. $160 tip. It was last year. I think I did a video on it as well. It was last year during Christmas time. I picked up a gentleman who was very generous. $30 select ride from Buckhead to Sandy Springs. We got to talking. He's like, here, just to help you out with Christmas. Or how would you, he said, actually said, how would your daughter like to be able to get something nice for Christmas? I said, oh, she'd love that. I'm thinking 30, 50 bucks maybe. Nothing major. Actually, I was thinking probably 20 or 30 bucks. I wouldn't even think 50. The guy pulls out a stack of money and hands me all the 20s in it. 160 bucks. So, like I said, that's part of the conversation thing. You know, getting along with people and actually communicating with people. If you're sitting in a ride for X amount of hours and you're sitting there not talking about nothing, being the most boring person on earth, you're probably not going to get a tip. You'd be lucky to get a 5-star rating, to be honest, because a lot of people don't like awkward silence. That actually makes people not want to ride with you. So if you're not a social person and can't really talk to people openly, you might want to go back to working a 9-to-5, to be honest, because this might not be the field for you. You got to be able to communicate with people on, just be able to communicate, period, and hold a conversation. That is one of the most important keys that I could probably mention out of all of this. But by following those tips, and also with the snacks, I definitely would recommend free waters. It ain't like you're going to be spending much, and you'll probably get more in return, especially during the summertime. Having free waters, if you can have them cold, even better. I don't have enough room in this vehicle to have a cooler, otherwise I would have them cold. I really would. But yeah, during the summertime, you can wind up generating some decent tips from just having free water alone because it's so hot. So if any of the information, if you want to add to it down in the links below, please feel free to add. I would love recommendations, and so would everybody else that can read the comments below. And also, all of my links and everything will be in the description below, including signing up for Uber and Lyft underneath my referral code, so you'll get them on us as well whenever you sign up to drive. And the same thing, we're going to put the cargo link in there as well, so that way you can go check it out. I do recommend it. It works out very well for me. I bring in an additional X amount of dollars per week from it. It's not much, but it's something. It gets me a tank of gas usually, so that works out great for me. But I'm going to let you guys get back to it, and y'all have a good night. Uber and Lyft Driver out, and remember, stay safe out there. Y'all have a good night now.